When you talk about slavery, people always think about people in chains and captivity, right? But there are different dimensions of slavery. The most popular slavery historically is the slavery of people in chains. When people go to war from biblical days, right? David went to war and took slaves. You know, different kings went to war and took slaves. Egyptians went to war and took slaves, right? Even down to our own climes. But after war, they became slaves. They were put into servitude, for their conquerors, right? But then from there, we had the transatlantic. We have the transatlantic slave trade. I think we also have the trans-Pacific slave trade as well, but the most popular one is the transatlantic, which involved people taken from mostly West Africa and some parts of Central Africa. People were taken to places like Europe, the Caribbeans, Brazil, Cape Verde, different places, right? That forms the large population of the mulattoes that we find today. If you go to America, there's a large population of mulattoes. You go to Brazil, there's a large population of mulattoes. You go to Europe as well, there's a large population of mulattoes. So these breed of people came to be as a result of, slavery, right? And so when we talk about slavery, that's where people's minds go to. But today there is modern slavery, and you and I are still, at the negative end of this modern day slavery. And so this is what I call neo-colonization, right? And so today, most African countries would say they gained political independence in the 60s, starting with Ghana in 1957, right? Nigeria in 1960, Rwanda, different other countries gained their, around the late 50s, 60s, most African countries would say they gained political independence. But the big question remains, were these countries set free 100%? Which is also what gave birth to what we're seeing today, the different queues we're seeing in the different Francophone countries. These people do not believe they are free. Burkina Faso does not believe it's free. Guinea-Conakry does not believe it's free. I can tell you for sure that 100% of the 15 Francophone countries in Africa believe they're living under servitude and slavery, because they're actually not able to determine their own, the cause of their own lives. And as a result, they don't print their own currencies. They don't house their own central banks. Even the natural resources they have, they do not enjoy 100%. For example, most of them will only have access to 15%, of their GDP. That is to say that the natural resources they have, France takes 85% proceeds of these, and then they keep 15%. Now, out of the 85% that France takes, right, they apply to France to get some money to run the annual budget, and France loans them their own money from their own money and charges them interest on it. So that is clear.
The result, summarily.
That clearly is slavery, modern day slavery.
Okay. And we now.
But quickly, I also want to touch about different kind of slavery that is actually destroying young people's lives today, which is sex slavery, sex trafficking. A lot of children are living in slavery all over the world, including America, as sex slaves today as we speak.